So my name is Jeff Stately, born and raised in Brockton. I'm a music artist, college degree in history. I'm someone who's gone through a lot in the city as a black man.
After the unlawful death of George Floyd, on June 2nd, 2020, the people of Brockton, Massachusetts rallied to bring light to the devastating effects of police brutality and institutional racism within law enforcement and their local police force. For the locals who protested in search of systemic changes, what was intended to be an outcry in the form of a peaceful protest dramatically escalated into chaos.
All right, so on that day, there was organized protest at West Middle School. And before I got full information on what was going on, I decided to take over what was already started and try to get this protest to really happen. Because I heard conversations of, the protest wasn't occurring, there was gonna be a march here and here. So I tried to make sense of it by interjecting myself there. And through that, I was able to speak to some of the city officials and found out who was organizing the actual protest. And to my knowledge and what I've seen, that protest there at West Middle School was something that was very successful and something that, was peaceful at that moment. Now, while this is happening, you have people who separated from this group and wanted to go protest peacefully in front of the police station. I remember when I arrived on the scene at the police station, because I was like, this isn't kind of organized. I've seen a lot of people there, but as soon as I got there, the first thing I noticed is how militarized the police were. There was a barricade on a street that's very busy and a main road. And also, there's a lot of people there. But on top of just the police, it was, I believe, the National Guard were there. And it was a very tense moment where you're like, wow, you can really see the split between the people and the police.
At 7:30, 8 o'clock, I realized that to the right of the police station, there was heavy police forces, and to the left side, it was heavy civilian forces. When I got here, there wasn't much going on. People were saying what they were saying. The police were just staying silent. People asked police to take kneels. I didn't see any police take kneels. I wasn't here to ask any police to take kneels. I was just here so I can see what I can do to change things and what I can help the city do to change things. A group of skateboarding white males then approached behind me and Jeff. All of them had camper backpacks filled with unknown objects. One particular guy, he pulled out a canned corn, he threw the canned corn, it hit the police. After he hit the police shot tear gas and pepper balls at us. I got hit with a pepper ball and the tear gas was in front of me. So I turned around and asked him yo, why'd you do that? He told me if I wasn't here for a riot for me to cause trouble, I should get my bitch ass out of here. So that's when I turned around and I punched him in his face. I let him know that this is my city and nobody from out of here is gonna cause any issues for me or my people. My friends were here, there were kids here, there were women here, there was everybody you can think about here. Why would you initiate such an awful thing so the police can shoot pepper balls and tear gas at us? At the end of the day, you might not care about your life, but I care about the people in my city and I care about the women and the children all around here. This is my city. We're not gonna allow anybody to turn it around. We're here to fix things. We're not here to set up any trouble. We're not here to cause any issue. We're here trying to fix things and fix the communication skills between the police officers and the civilians. We need to come to a mutual peace at the end of the day because I wanna see my kids grow up here free. I don't wanna see my kids struggle the way we struggled, trying to stay away from the police, trying to avoid the police, all this extra stuff. Days can go by smoother if we all just come together and work together. It's not that hard.
A yellow barricade and police on this side, you have police on top of the ramp over there, You have police over here by the BAT station, police on the bridge, police on top of the garage. You have police over here on this ramp over here. You're pretty much enclosed in like a rectangle. You have a line of people who are sitting there literally just like peacefully protest, doing their chants, trying to get a response, you know, to the things that they're asking in front of the police, and like they didn't do nothing. Then you have the parking garage over here, the BAT bus station, and then you have the police station, and you have like National Guards who are like armed with not only like rifles, but you know, tear gas, and you know, I'm not sure if rubber bullets were in play at that point, but I do remember the tear gas being a thing.
According to the Geneva Protocol of 1925, riot control agents like tear gas and pepper spray are banned from use in warfare. However, police and civilian self-defense use is not banned in the same manner. Why does law enforcement continue to use tear gas on its own civilians in the United States when its use is banned in the military?
The people in the front, to me, were really just as peaceful as can be. Nobody crossed the line that was there, but they were really trying to demand like certain things. And then the police, silent as could be. And we got to a point where like something happened. Now, I think it was, well, I can't even say that because I didn't see exactly what happened. I remember me being actually in the back of the crowd where the other people were, where, you know, there's a really like a noticeable gap between protesters in the front and protesters in the back. And I remember I was in the back talking to someone, and all of a sudden things broke out, and you do see tear gas. Now, if I remember like everybody, it was just like very chaotic, but everybody's running towards the back now trying to get away from the tear gas. I'm trying to get to the front because I'm like, yo, there's still some people there that aren't trying to go, you know, they're down for the cause. And I'm like, yo, like, you know, I'm a citizen of Brockton. Like, I'm not, if my brothers and sisters are gonna be there, I gotta be there too. So I go towards the front, and I'm draped in the American flag. So like, there's someone, like, I can't be missed, you know what I'm saying? So as I'm going to the front, I believe somebody from the National Guard to the left shot another one. So at this point, we have two cans going. Now, nobody, like, people are running away. They're trying to get away. There's like probably like 10 or so people, other protesters coming to try to help those people who are tear gas, giving them milk, trying to get them out of the situation, and just, you know, you get tear gassed. And I remember like when that hit me, like, and I've been in situations that have been like very intense and serious, but nothing that like took me out of commission like that. Like, I have asthma, and I don't wish anybody to have asthma, but like I remember when I inhaled just a small bit, like a small amount, like that really like almost like made me pass out, like put me on the floor. And like I just, like, in that situation, you're in fight or flight, because like this was like a war zone. I'm not gonna lie, like this was like seriously like a war zone.
We're asking today the very thing we were asking on June 2nd. We're asking our local law officials who care so much about this community that they would continue to aid their police in protecting it. We're asking these very enforcement officers to go to their superiors and speak on our behalf. They were on the front line. They heard the testimonies, they saw the pain, they saw the outcry. And so we're asking them to take that same conversation and dialogue to the people who can go and do something about it. This is a community of diversity, diverse ages, diverse languages, diverse genders, and we need a policy in place that speaks to all of that, that includes all people and keeps all people safe.
Now, I'm a civilian, I'm a person here in Brockton. We have no militarized training. We don't know what to do in terms of what the media and the police deemed as a riot, right? And it bothers the shit out of me because we see what happened. And then I still gotta apologize to the people who put up a good fight and mean well in the cause, because my words got taken out of context and I just added fuel to the fire. That is what the city of Brockton or the city officials and chief of police were trying to get. And at that day, that riot went exactly how they planned, because that's what they wanted. Who comes, we're coming to protest. If the protest was already agreed upon and set in motion, Why is it that there was no heavy police presence at West Middle School, but there was police presence here? It was like we found a golden opportunity to get exactly what we want out of these people, and a lot of us fell for that trap. White man throws a can of corn, insinuates the riot that the media portrayed, right? All of a sudden, Brockton's in chaos goes trending on Twitter. No, you break down the events and think this whole shit was planned. This whole shit was planned. And some people, myself included, got caught up in it, and we didn't get to see the bigger picture. Now we know what Brockton's doing with it. And it bothers the crap out of me because this is the same city that I was born and raised. These people do not care about us. If you cared about us, you wouldn't drive 8 to 10 cruisers in crowds of hundreds of people over here. If you cared about us, you wouldn't have a police barricade over there. You would have all those cops at West Middle School and people could have talked things out. No, people want violence. Or not, let me say the people. These people, these city officials, these people in power, they want violence so they could just have more control. And that was an opportunity where they control that. And it just sucks to say, but here we are recounting the events. And that's what happened.
What is the benefit of upholding our current law enforcement tactics when Black and brown people continue to express the pain they've endured because of the very systemic and institutional racism within the police force? When will the U.S. demilitarize our police force in order to create preventative, rehabilitative measures for its citizens, instead of the current deadly reactive force which continues to traumatize our people for generations to come? The time to stand up for change is now. I am dark.